Okay, so now we are live. Hi everyone.
Hi.
So Lele here, and together with me Paul, our managing director and location leader. So one thing to share today. So we are in Zurich offices, right?
We are.
For the BSC quarterly meeting, right? So and Paul here is you are also the vice chairman for
vice
the
chairman.
BSC, right?
Right.
So the BSCF, that is actually considered Business Service Center
Business
Forum.
Service Center Forum, right.
And what I would like to know, maybe, because maybe IBMers don't yet know what is BSCF and what are the various activities. So if you can give us some idea.
Sure. So BSCF, the Business Service Centers Forum, is something that exists under the umbrella of the American Chamber of Commerce, but it's not pulling together just American companies. We have a whole range of companies, as you can see on the board here, all of whom have an interest in shared services as an industry. And what we're really doing is providing here a forum to pull us together as that industry view, to lobby and to further our interests, and to share resources and share ideas, and to bring shared services and industry forward in Slovakia together.
Yeah, so there are many industries, right? So like in Slovakia, and this industry is the service center, and there are, how many companies? We have several companies.
Well, there's about 30 companies. We represent something around about 34,000 employees, I think, and about 94% of employees that work in shared services centers in Slovakia are represented within this forum.
And some of the main activities that might be useful to know.
Sure. So a couple of great things that we do. One would be, for example, we work together on a project called Skills for Success, which is focused on working with universities to deliver accredited courses to students around some of the softer skills, the communication skills, the leadership skills that they can build so that they can be more ready to come into the workplace. We actually just graduated our 300th student through that program. I think we're now at 301 people.
So the way a student has an idea to know what is the job, how the job looks like in this kind of industry, but also meet some of the people, ask the right question, and learn some good stuff.
And build some skills as well, definitely, really, and prepare themselves for the workplace, and not just in the shared services industry, but it's very transferable skills.
And there are IBMers, right? So I actually went there doing presentation skills course, and I know there are courses about management. We discuss also about HR and finance and
negotiation skills, all sorts of things.
It's actually cool. I didn't have this when I was in university.
We didn't have those opportunities, no. So it's great that we do that. And we also work with the teachers as well, both the professors at the universities, but also high school teachers as well, to help build up some of their skills as well, and help them understand how to prepare students better, again, for the workplace. So that's one area. Another area is also then in terms of working with government, with Ministry of Economy, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Labour, Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. All of these, in their various capacities, to help try and improve both the business environment, but also the working environment in terms of things around flexibility in the labour code and how well it supports people in having flexible working hours or being able to work from other locations, this kind of thing.
So it's like where the legislation is not yet ready for it, or
right, exactly.
To just share what would be the need.
As we heard today, the the labour code in Slovakia originates from 1965, and of course there have been updates to it over time. But really, philosophically, it's based in the 1960s.
Okay.
So this is an area where we can work with the government to try and bring that forward into the 21st century.
And perhaps it's going to be too late, because then...
Well, by then we'll need the 22nd century view, exactly. And
then it's important to know. So maybe one thing for who is watching, like what are the benefits that might be for IBMers, right? So who is already working in IBM, and they maybe suddenly know that the IBM is part of BSCF, and what it comes from them.
So there's kind of two broad areas, really. One would be certainly in terms of the tangible opportunities that they have at work, in terms of that flexibility and us working towards changing the working environment and the labour code to make it better and easier for them to work. That's one. But that's rather kind of a broad statement across the whole industry and all employees, in fact across Slovakia as a whole. More specifically, we also do a lot of activities. Like, for example, you're leading activities around our social branding and social media for that group of companies that we see there. But as we touched on, there's also folks that support education work streams, both in universities and high schools, and so on. And so, if people have an interest in broadening their network, getting out and working on some projects that kind of affect the broader industry as well as just what happens within IBM, then they're very welcome to come forward and give a helping hand.
If you're interested in, for example, doing the social media content for not only IBM but the BSC as such, comment below, reach out to me, or just send a message to also IBM Careers SK, and there is an option, right? We always need, because it's a volunteer part, but the fun part is not only to meet other offices, like today we are in Zurich, we meet other people, but also to understand what is the industry as such. And you will see there are a lot of common patterns, common ground, common good things, right, that is making Slovakia even a interesting and fascinating country to be and working in, right?
Yeah. And let's not forget, even if it's just on a voluntary basis, having something like I was supporting the entire shared services industry in Slovakia in XYZ project is something great to have on your CV as well.
That's cool. And last question, what's today we discussed about, we had some leaders of other companies and a representative, and also from HR, from education, from the ministry and so on. Yeah. So what is the coming for BSCF, or anything you can share about what is the work going to happen?
Sure. So one of the major projects that's going on right now is definitely around that novelization of the labour code. As we know, there's general elections coming up early part of next year. Yeah. So now is the time when the political parties starting to think about, what do they stand for, what will they present to the country in terms of why people should vote for them. So we want to make sure that they're very aware of what, not just our industry actually, but the economy of Slovakia as a whole needs going forward, so that hopefully they can also incorporate that within their planning. And as part of that, we'll be running a conference on October the 8th, where again we will work with all of the member companies, but also, as you said, with people from governments, also people from NGOs, people from schools and universities, and really pull that together as a community to share what's going on and to project that vision for the future.
And actually the conference is going to be always live streamed, so I will put a link, and it's not yet here, but I will put a link in this video very soon, as I post it. And you can join the BSCF Facebook group, and we are going to just share whatever is happening, but not only me, but everybody in the social media team, so people from also the company that share what is happening around, so you kind of have an idea. And also we share everything that's happening about BSC and all the activities, a lot of news and information, so follow that page. Know what is BSC and let it know to also all the other IBMers that are working in Slovakia. And what else?
Get involved if you want to. There's plenty of space for people that want to contribute some time, some effort, and some thoughts, some ideas.
Thank you so much, Paul, for sharing.
Thank you.
And see you with the next live stream. We're going to come very soon.
Bye-bye.
Now I'm going to switch it off.